To our third and final champ select here for our first series. Detonator going to be on blue side, Armor Project on red side, so Detonator with priority with first pick. Here though, take a now look here for Detonator. You know, it's just overall like your early game wasn't pretty in game 2.
No.
They were able to, you know, fight back and get themselves back, and then it just felt like there was just a complete lack of play mechanics at the end.
Too many things wrong. First, why are you picking Fiddlesticks into Nautilus? That's the first thing. Like, that doesn't make sense. The Renekton pick topside, fine. You were able to put Sega in a burn. Yeah, your misplaced top lane where you were going for these 2-on-3s were a bit weird. Your weird skirmishes were a bit weird, but they were able to climb out of it, so I can't criticize them too heavily. But the Fiddlesticks pick is just why. You get good pick potential, but you've already got Gragas. You don't need good pick potential. Just go back to Thresh. Thresh would have been completely fine in this matchup. For the Fiddlesticks, Rich gets caught out too many times, and again, it's just the decision making at the very end. You lose Baron to a steal. To a steal, not you guys lost Baron. You got stolen away. You're still ahead in goal. Just sit back, let them use the Baron to catch up, and then use your team fighting comp and your pick comp later on. Don't blindly run through the jungle and get picked off one by one, and then take 2-on-5s at the very end of fights and hope that it works for you. But have to see how Armor Project decide to play around this third and final game. Can they finally get their first win in the LST?
Well, fans, we flew through pretty fast here. Detonator gonna lock in the Sejuani here for sake. So gonna have that in the jungle. And we're also gonna see a Yuumi get locked in. So Rich is gonna have that. Armor Project did respond with the Jarvan and Ezreal pickup. White Wing having a solid game last time around on that Ezreal, but still was nailed down pretty heavily in that bot lane at times. Was really relying on Potato to find some good hooks. Aatrox once again locked in here for Detonator. And for Armored Project now, do they go ahead and pick up this Renekton once again?
It's Sega's comfort pick, and when it was used by Colin Feed against him, he was put behind by 30 CS at 5 minutes, something. So good secure here. They've already got that aggressive jungle that Albus was using very well. Jarvan being picked up. So their top side's pretty secure with Jarvan, Renekton. Bruiser heavy. Would like them to run a control mage in the mid lane here for Raphael. Someone like Corki, which is banned out. So Azir, maybe even, we saw Zoe being played by Archie earlier. That could be picked up as well. Does okay into the Aatrox.
Fans here. We're going to see the Sivir and Karma, so we're not going to be seeing the move speed squad come out from the mid and 80 carry role. Also denying the Yuumi Sivir composition for Detonator. Getting rid of the Kench and getting rid of the Braum. So a couple picks taken away here from Potato.
I'm a project need to be careful here. I don't like the Karma ban. I would have liked to ban away something like Lucian even, or more 80 carries, because banning away Time Catcher Braum means that wants to be a Yuumi kill lane. I would have liked to see Armor Project go towards more bans on towards the 80 carries, but I need to pick a more passive, a more safe support. Kind of works.
Kind of works, but still has that engage.
Alistar would have been nice as well.
Like you mentioned, this now leaves open the Lucian here for Detonator. And it's going to get locked in, so Case is going to have his third Lucian game in a row. Game 2 was looking great.
Until a melee champion.
Then he just walked into melee range of a Nautilus. It all went down here. Azir also locked in now for Detonator. Armor Project here. What do you want to do? Vel'Koz? It's only a hover.
Big boy Vel'Koz.
Okay, that makes a little bit more sense here.
Control mage. Zoe does work well. Has the pick potential here. I like Armor Project's draft.
This is heavy pick.
Good pick. Good top side picks. I mean, White Wing is a very good Ezreal player. Potato and White Wing should do well into the Lucian Yuumi bottom lane. That's an aggressive bottom lane, but my main thing that I'm looking at here is Rakan. Rakan against Azir, Lucian, Yuumi is very strong. Those are 3 people you can lock down very easily as Rakan with the quickness. Dart around. You stun up one of them, Yuumi has to jump out and try and get to someone else. You try and stun up Yuumi, get a free pick in between the transitions. I don't know, I really like Armor Project's drafts. I'm curious to see what Golden Feet can do, because a lot of Armor Project crumbling has been Golden Feet getting the advantage in the top lane against Sega. Now that he's got a good matchup, Aatrox does fairly well against Renekton early on. We could see him do the same thing he's done to Sega in all these series and create an advantage for Detonator naturally through that top laning phase.
We'll see here. We're going to load in Game 3 of Series 1 for tonight. Detonator against Armored Project.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
And for Detonator, very crucial that they can find themselves a victory here. If not, there is a very solid opportunity now for Armored Project to have a last shot toward playoffs after a pretty rough start here during summer, dropping their first 3 series.
Minions have spawned.
The duck is
Opal,
still
minions
in.
have spawned, Opal!
I know! And there's a duck still in the river. It's Harold. Harold the duck.
No, it's Quacky.
No, we call him Harold in NA.
It's Quacky.
It's Harold.
No, it's not.
Harold the duck.
Harold is the old Rift Herald.
No, Harold.
When Harold was a boy, he was Harold.
Is that ever a boy?
Because when Rift Herald was assumed, everyone said, oh, his name's Harold. And Riot was like, no, it's a girl. And they're like, oh,
Shelly.
yes. So it's Quacky the duck.
We didn't call him that back in NA.
Too bad. Are you in North America right now?
No.
Well, take your Canadian views and go somewhere else.
Wow.
We're not in North America, so he's called Quacky.
No, I'm just trying to...
Too bad!
No! I reject your reality.
Canadians think they do whatever they want.
Golden Feet here, getting a little bit of damage, but Sega's Renekton. He'll heal that back up. Calm and collected here, it seems. Still only 2.5 minutes, though. Both jungles actually going for pretty far clears. Sake actually took a very long time to do his jungle.
Sega does not look very comfortable farming underneath this turret. So maybe from the past 2 games, Golden Feet had learnt that and decided just to consistently push him in. Because right there, he missed way too much CS trying to farm underneath the turret. Acted as if he had a Doran's Blade instead of the Doran's Shield that he bought. Oh, cannon dying.
Kays.
Ooh,
Come
ouch.
on, bud. Can't be dropping the cannon minions. I remember when they made that big change to the gold distribution between the wave.
Like 50 gold each. Everyone was like, oh, Miss Cannon at GG.
Miss Cannon, you're actually inting in lane.
Yeah, you pretty much are now.
Decent
Don't
chunk.
miss the bloody cannon.
Talking about cannons being missed. Alves here was trying to go for the rift scuttle. Instead, Sake just comes by and says, okay, I'm a giant pig. It's mine now.
Something a lot of our LST junglers don't do is kite the Rift Scuttle back towards a more favorable position, either towards one of your lanes that have priority.
They just try and burst it down.
Just try and burst it down a little bit quick and allows other junglers to come in and steal it away. Redemption.
Of all the pickups for Raphael to get, sure, he's taking a lot of damage early, but now he's just going to get it all back.
It's going to be like, redemption. He's still taking free damage.
There you go. Oh, it's even farming. Oh. Such a versatile tool in lane.
And also gives you some stupid range. I don't know why, but Redemption doesn't have that long of range. For some reason when Zoe gets it, it's like full map. I don't know why. Like, what is wrong with the spaghetti code giving Redemption a higher range?
Because, you know, for Zoe, instead of... She uses portals. So she puts a portal above where they are, and then the Redemption goes through.
That's not how it works.
Yes,
No,
because
it's not.
Redemption is just an orbital cannon that shoots happiness at you. That's why it heals you.
No, I need a refund on this caster.
Yes. Sorry. You're a little bit out of the warranty range, unfortunately. Actually, if it's anything like the store I used to work at in Canada, it's just no refunds.
Bad purchase.
You can only exchange.
You can leave now.
Nope. Look at this here. Alves looking for a rotation. Detonator are going to get caught out here if they're not too careful. That's going to be the flash available for K-Star here, holding on to that flag drag as long as possible. Beautiful knock-up, needs to get the kill though, and first blood goes to Armored Project.
Very nicely played coming out from Malvez, holding on to the flag drag and immediately flashing to the juke from K-Star to get the knock-up. Armored Project playing that very well, punishing the Yuumi lane in the bottom lane.
There you go. First blood here onto this Ezreal. Very similar to what we saw here in Game 2 for Armored Project. K-Star and Rich. K-Star not too phased though, still has a little bit of a CS advantage, so he's going to be a little bit hurting when it comes to having to deal now with this Sheen though.
White Wing deciding to not go for the tier very early here. I disagree. I feel like White Wing should have bought the tier right now, stack it up very quickly.
I think he was trying to greed for it. Like, he could give up that Dorn shield for it. Oh, look here, though. That's going to be a quick knockback. Sake able to get it, but he picks up the flash here, and the Zoe gets out.
Yeah, very nice from Raphael. Picks up the flash to flash away. Able to juke this one out. Very well played coming out from Raphael to avoid that. No teleport to get him back into the lane, but he's going to stick around, try and clear out as much as he can, pick up the experience at least. But still, what I would have liked to see from White Wing is that Sheen's not going to do him too much right now. He's not going to go for any fights anytime soon. So I would have liked him to get the tier, farm it up, and then use the teleport to get the Sheen later. Because he doesn't need to, he's not pressed to get damage right now in lane. But he is pressed to try and scale up because he did get that first kill and he's up against a very aggressive lane. Scaling up would be nice. Well, but if it works for him, then so be it.
So, though, slight gold advantage toward Detonator because they do have the CS advantages in other lanes. You got 20 in mid lane. You got about 15 up toward the top side of the map, as well as the 20 in bot lane itself. So, gonna need to actually hit some of these minions down here on the side of White Wing. For Detonator, not panicking anytime soon. See, though, if they're able to replicate another catch here onto this bot lane.
They need their jungler down bottom side to go for these ganks, because even though they can get those kills, it's still difficult without their jungler.
Sega, you're jumping into this. Alves is nearby, Sega. Oh, Cold Feet, he avoids it. And Sake coming over to help out, lands that prison as well. And Alves should get to safety. Smite's there. They just need one more auto and combo. Oh, no, he turns it around. Alves into the Cataclysm. Golden Feet, he's caught out. He's going to 2v1. And that is disaster now for Detonator.
Alves on his way for a double MVP. First, Sega, what the hell are you doing, buddy? Yuumi going in.
There's going to be ultimate combo coming out. No level 6 here for Armored Project, so they were trying to cheese a kill immediately.
But still, Sega, what are you doing? Stop trying to force these fights. Play it naturally. Wait for Java to get a bit closer, then go in for the stun when you can actually distribute damage. The whole point of crowd control is one of two things. Firstly, lock people down, stop them from moving. Good for giving your jungler time to come in for the gank. Secondly, which is more important in those situations, distributing damage while your opponent can't react. Your crowd control is worthless if Alves is not there to follow up with his own or follow up with damage. So Sega jumping in and just being a big crocodile just means that Golden Feet gets time to react and reposition himself. So he dies very quickly because of that. However, that dive coming up from Detonator was just poor. So Sega jumping in here, it's like, why? What do you get from this? You're going to die. No matter what you do there, you're dead. But then this was just a play coming out from Detonator. Really nice try. But as soon as Alves got here, you should have disengaged. Golden Feet's not in range. As soon as that Q missed, he's got no Q available. That's where you disengage. When Golden Feet couldn't hit that Q, you back off. But he wasn't able to. And just very calm play from Alves so you can get the double.
And that's tragic, too, because he only got the experience because of the kill.
Because of the kill. But again, Golden Feet missing that final Q is where you go, we can't get this anymore. Back off. But they still went for it. It's just like, please stop. Stop biting off more than you could chew, and LST teams keep doing this. They keep thinking, we can push for more, we can push for more. No, you can't! You can't push for more, you Muppets.
So we're going to have an Ocean Drake picked up here by Armored Project. Still Detonator with the gold lead, slightly in their favor because of the CS advantages in the lanes. Next Dragon will be a Mountain, joining us later on. Rift Herald going to be spawning soon, and we already see that vision being laid down here on the side of Detonator. Looking down in bot lane. They're just going to go in for the dive here. K-Star going to get charmed up and knocked over. Is going to get farther away. Does force out flashes and the stopwatch here.
Oh,
no,
White Wing!
At least he gave up the turret. At least gave the kill to the turret, but he could have picked up a lot of this turret plating.
A few micro mistakes there. You know, they could have killed K-Star without burning the flashes to get it. And White Wing, his blue suede shoes went against him this time. He thought that he could dodge away from the Yuumi mouse thingy, but instead walked straight back into the turret range instead. Misplay, but doesn't cost him that much. Doesn't give away the kill. Still doesn't get any objective over the backside of it.
Yeah, just going to use the paddle start. Let's see here. Going in. Oh. Is that intentional? I think that was a mistake.
Oh, he tried. Raphael actually saw the channel and tried to throw Sleepy Trouble.
He probably was like, why is there a Rift Herald in the jungle beside me? That will at least get a little bit of extra damage here, but that won't knock down the tower.
That was a weird Rift Herald. I think Sek thought that he had a ward.
That hurts. That's tragic. The one negative of getting Rift Herald, you don't have wards. So even though Rift Herald was taken here by Detonator, they aren't able to really get much out of it. Get some damage into the mid lane tower, but maybe not what they wanted to do here. Nashor's Tooth is completed, though, for the Azir, so we'll see Archony actually running Meteor, too, this time, instead of the lethal tempo that we've seen some players take, or even the Electrocute there, mainly just there for poke.
Not a bad Keystone Mastery. He does help you out of lane quite a bit.
Potato's just taking his time. Does have ultimate available along with his Ignite. Sega's just going to clear out this top wave. And once again, it's just been mainly waiting for these jungles to try and make something happen in these lanes. Everybody else is just taking their time and farming.
Alva's has been the key piece here for Umber Project. He's keeping the team together. They might be going down in lanes, but he's made sure he's visiting those lanes one at a time. Renekton's behind, he goes top lane, gets 2 kills. Bottom lane's behind, he goes bot lane, gets 2 kills there as well. Even the only lane he has to touch right now is mid lane, which is behind too. A lot of attention has been thrown towards that mid lane.
Jado wanting to just interrupt that control ward from being taken.
Yeah, they don't want K-Star to get this.
Oh, you got to be careful. How much are you willing to give up here? Smart move here by Armor Project, realizing, all right, if they're going to position that aggressively, likely there's a jungle nearby.
Yeah. You got to know, like, if they're backing off when you're first walking up, now they're coming back to you without anything changing, you're like, yeah, you know what? I think they've got friends.
I think there's a big Sejuani nearby. All right. Oh, Sega. Oh, no. Sega can't run away here. He's going to pop the Dominus, though. Cold Feet going aggressive. Alves is up here. Cataclysm is able to walk away, but gets the flash there. Going to try and turn that on to Sega. Sega having to flash away. Alves still wants to go aggressive here. Flag Drag combo will be available quite shortly. Cold Feet underneath this tower is still very risky. Alves can go in. Going to pop that barrier, and with the stopwatch, they get the dive, and they get the kill.
Alves is the bloody MVP of this game right now. Sega messed up so much in that fight. Meanwhile, mid lane, Archie was able to kill Raphael somehow. They get to watch that. They'll probably get the first turret from it too. Sega messed up again a lot in that fight, but Alves comes through with the goods, even using that stopwatch to negate some turret damage, gives the kill over towards Renekton. First brick is going to go the way of Detonator, but Umber Project are trying to make this game as messy as possible so they have a window to fight back.
White Wing's got to be careful here. He keeps taking some poke from the Prowling Projectile. Let's take a look here in toward mid. We have Sake nearby, and an easy combo there with the Emperor's Divide. Still, nice combo coming out.
Yeah, using the Zoe ultimate while you're trying to run away is not the best use of her abilities.
Oh, Potato.
Out.
Oh, he's going to use the quickness, gets the knock up, but that's going to be quickly. There's the re-engage coming out of the Yuumi. An easy kill being picked up. Cullen going to knock down the Rakan as well, and Armor Project, that bot lane, you didn't need to do that. Big mistake from Armor Project. Potato going in is fine, but first, Ezreal's W missed on a stationary target. That was your first mistake. If that W connected, followed by the ultimate, that would have been enough burst damage for them to potentially knock them out of that fight.
But then following through, both of them getting snared, no one being able to fight through that one, not really working out. Should have been a lot easier of a fight, and K-Star as well as Rich, you know, punishing with the fact that they do have a kill lane on the bottom side of the map. They can take those fights going over towards Dragon.
I see Alves. Maybe not going to do some heroics just yet. Potatoes nearby, does not have his ultimate though. And both those members have dashes. So K-Star is going to trade a little bit of damage back onto Alves and walk away. So Mountain Drake is going to be secured here for Detonator as we take a look at our gold graph at 15. Gold lead's starting to climb up here on the side of Detonator.
Yeah, every time Mama Project make a mistake, they're being punished by Detonator. So as much as they want to make this game scrappy, it's still given Detonator a nice 2,000 gold lead to work with, especially with first brick being taken. And that double kill in the bottom lane is just giving them a very, very solid lead.
Yeah, you can see the times that Alves has made something happen on the game. You can see just the little dips there on the gold graph. Otherwise, though, the team has been falling behind in lane, and there's only so much Alves can do.
Yeah, relying very heavily on their jungler. No turret plating available for them to take anymore as well. Detonator will be very comfortable in the position they're in right now. They know that it's up to the jungler from the side of Armor Project to make these plays. Mid lane's broken wide open, so Raphael's not in a very safe spot. Arshi's happy to continue farming away. You know, bottom lane already knows they can't fight K-Star anymore. He's got red buff too, so they're going to be even more careful now. He can just dash forward. It's suddenly you're going to take a lot of damage.
There you go. Quickness is going to be used, but he gets rooted. Two-shot barrage, though. They get the combo, and Rich gets chunked down. Here comes the Zoe White Wing, though. He's going to get taken down. Rest of the team's going to also come down here. It's just a party. Sega wants to get on top of K-Star, but he gets interrupted. Emperor's Divide shifts them back, and that's going to be 4 members falling on the side of Armored Project, and Alves is in top lane saying, guys, what's going on?
Yeah, huge combos coming out from the side of Detonator to try and take those fights, and K-Star and Rich just push their limits, jumping forward, stopping Potato from his first jump as soon as he uses the quickness. White Wing and Potato played that very poorly again. Just doesn't seem like they know how to react to this Yuumi Lucian composition coming out from the side of Detonator. Getting snared there was weird, you know, allowing K-Star to continue to fight. The consistent damage coming out from Lucian is way too high. You can't fight that. You're really relying on bursts as Ezreal, and you don't have that burst if you're going to miss your true shot barrage as well as your W and your first mystic shot. You need those to connect. If not, they're just going to deal way too much damage. The teleport's the right play, coming out from Raphael and Sega. But Raphael keeps using his portal jump in these weird positions where he just gets pulled back to a spot where he's going to die. So very questionable plays coming out from our project. That's a big pull coming out from Detonator, allowing them to get a 5,000 gold lead.
Oh, Alves being sneaky here. Ping's coming out. Golden Feet realizes something must be up here, as well as Potato making his way over. So Golden Feet going to likely get taken down here. Knockup is going to connect. Need to burst him down soon at some point here. He's still taking a lot of damage. He's taking a lot of time because guess what? Rest of the team is nearby, and the Infernal Chain ends up bringing him back. Emperor's Divide pushes back the Rakan, and Sega's going to get taken down. And in a 2v3, Archony and Rich are able to turn it.
Very confident with the Yuumi combo right now. I know how much damage I can deal. That's 15 Magi Soul Sealer stacks. So
Woo.
Rich is going to pack a punch as well whenever he goes for these fights. Armor Project not sure what to do whenever they see Yuumi attached to one of these carries. You can now slide in without any fear of repercussions.
White Wing going to try and push down this bot lane tower. Sejuani is nearby, and that's a pretty tanky jungle at this point. Has a lot of health here and doesn't do any damage. White Wing, he's just going to get soloed out by the Sejuani. He's got nothing. He should not be that close.
Too much burst. A lot of players also trying to juke away from the Sejuani flail, but puts you closer towards Sejuani. They're not going to matter too much about that. And Ezreal doesn't have the damage right now. He's very weak, 1-4-1. It's one of the first time Armor Project's bottom lane has not been able to neutralize, and it's been the game that has mattered the most for them to try and get the neutralization.
Sega just going to clear out the mid lane, but now this gold lead has grown to 6,000 for Detonator before 20 minutes. You got more item break points here. You got the Warmogs now complete for that Sejuani. Should have enough health to get the passive rolling.
Yeah, no way to deal with her anymore as well. I mean, you don't have an 80 carry that can pierce through that armor or get enough consistent damage.
It's got Morello's completed here too for the Azir, so you're just going to try and cut through some of the healing from Sega as well as the little healing that is provided by Potato. And Athene's also completed now too for Rich. This ain't good here. Potato has to be careful. Cold Feet's nearby. Alves, I don't know if you really want to fight, mate. It might be 3-0-3, but this jungle's no longer yours. You have to back off. It doesn't matter, though. The rest of the team's just going to follow up here, and they separate them. Alves is going to get rooted. He's going to get stunned up. Cullen going to come out from K-Star, and he's able to get a decent chunk of damage onto the top side duo of Armor Project.
Surprised Sek was holding on to his ultimate for so long there. I felt like you could have thrown out the ultimate at any point where Alves was slowed or snared. Try and force the flash.
Top that too. That's going to be the second Mountain Drake. And Mountain Drake, when you're ahead, feels really good. Especially with an Azir. Thinking now maybe toward that Baron at some point here too.
Baron is going to be a simple take for them as soon as Detonator set up for it. Now got a nice 7,000 gold lead as well. This game is in Detonator's hands for the third time. Third time, by the way.
Third time.
Our project did so much work. Alves is going to be, so unhappy with how this has turned out. 3-on-3 on Java. He's been putting in work, but his laners have not been able to hold up to it. White Wing and Potato falling down one too many times. Sega with all the assistants still not playing it the right way. Raphael positioning so poorly in skirmishes.
Here we go. They get the quickness there, and they're able to take down K-Star. It's a good play here as they're able to catch out two members in mid lane.
This is what I mean by the...
Oh, White Wing.
Ooh. In trouble.
Ooh.
Still looking for it.
Even then, this is kind of the thing here for Armor Project. Sure, you're able to get yourself the advantages, but now they're not able to actually take down mid because they just bit off a little bit too much.
And this is what I mean by the Rakan being very good into the Yuumi pick, because if you're able to stun the target that is being locked down by Yuumi, Rakan provides very good crowd control. If you kill that target, Yuumi pops out and the quickness will just stun her up straight away as well. So very good in being able to take these picks, but you're absolutely right. Armor Project are getting picks here, but as soon as they get the pick, they go, well, now what? What do we do? A more competent team would have said, let's try and force mid lane turret, let's try and force a dive, force a skirmish or a fight, or even, force a bait at Baron. Because K-Star and Rich are only just coming back up, and they don't have teleport to get into these fights. Armor Project could be on Baron now, forcing a 5-on-3.
Oh, White Wing.
So White Wing's just dying.
His positioning here, the last, this game here has been a bit rough. Shouldn't be getting soloed out here by an Azir when you have full vision.
And they need to start looking at these things. What do you do when you get these picks? That's two players gone. Your only threat left is Archony. You could force a fight and try and kill the Azir.
I've seen this before, Fish. True Shot Barrage is available. They're going to try it again.
Alves
over the wall, Alves
not
tries
this time.
to steal, can't do it this time. Potato, though, with a follow-up. Emperor's Divide, though, shifts him back, and they take him down. Sega with the flank on top of four members. Can they actually do anything? No, that Croc's going to get turned into a purse, and the rest of the team follows in as White Wing gets caught out.
Yeah, the communication coming out from Armor Project just completely falls apart. They misplay on trying to make advantage of those two picks. They take too much damage trying to take the small leads that they should have taken. And then they get forced back to base. That's what they say, well, now we've got all 5 members around Baron.
Oh,
Let's take it for free.
You can't be here, bud.
Portal jump back into your death.
Ooh!
Okay.
Okay. Gets the kill. Still going to lose the tower in mid. I think Detonator's happy with that.
And again, Alves really relying on that steal. He doesn't even die. 4-4 on the Java was very close to a steal there, but Sek this time able to secure it. I think that's the nail in the coffin here. Detonator really trying to push forward with this.
They want to try something here. Meanwhile, Armored Project, they have to leave open that inhibitor into the top lane. Are they going to try and go for this play? You still don't have the ultimate combo coming out from Potato. He doesn't have any engage. You have the Cataclysm, but you're separated from the rest of the team. And now it could just get turned on because they get the double knock-up, and you have the damage from Azir. It's just not going to go well, and White Wing once again gets caught out by this Yuumi, and Potato is left to just run into his jungle. He has to flash away, but that Sejuani's just going to hunt him down.
Whoever's making these calls for Armor Project is not doing a very good job here today, though, Paul.
Potato going to get knocked up. He's also going to get burned down. Ends up using the dash over the wall. He's wasting his time at this point. They don't care.
He got there. Ulti's available for Sek.
Meanwhile, mid lane. Oh, Archony maybe a little too aggressive. Trying to go for it here. Raphael flashing in. It's still a 2v1, bud.
Okay, that's what I'm going to say about that. OP.
Oh, jeez. K-Star just roams
around
up.
in circles.
Oh boy.
What am I watching? This was Armor Project's game to play. Game to win. Alves came out and he was ready for it. Then he's been let down. Sega let him down top side. Raphael is getting ganked left and right mid lane, playing atrociously in the skirmishes. And then for the first time, White Wing and Potato, when it counted, Opal, when it counted, they can't neutralize the bottom lane, something they've done all season.
Alves gets the safety with the flag drag. Sega has to back off as well.
My God, that is a 15,000 gold lead almost.
Yeah, they're a couple items ahead.
Yeah, remember Armor Project were ahead at 10 minutes. 15 minutes later, they're down by 15,000 gold.
Cold
Mommy,
feet.
help me.
And also at this point too, Archony just straight up bought a Rabadons. So this is here now. Does a decent chunk of damage on each one of those shoulder. Oh, geez. You can even see White Wing's down to half health off a Q and an auto. Bot lane tower is going to get taken down. Armor Project have to give up this base. And once you take down all 3 inhibitors, that's usually the nail in the coffin. We'll see here. Sek just jumps in on the Sejuani, able to tank up so much. Alves wants to go for a re-engage. It's a 3-man knock-up into another 3-man knock-up off this Aatrox. And they find themselves the kill onto Alves. And now Archony underneath the fountain goes in for the play. They take down another, and they just want to add on to their kill totals. K-Star jumps in. It's another double kill. And White Wing is left to just pick up the pieces, but he still is only able to trade back one as the Nexus falls. Detonator taking the series 2-1.
Oh boy. Yeah, I'd be tilted if I was Armor Project. That game was in their hands. Man,
Yep.
Alves was putting in the work, but again, I think the narrative of that game was just he doing so. There's only so much a jungle can do, but if all your lanes let you down that hard, there's no way you can fight back.
Yeah, because there was multiple lanes there that were down, you know, we kept talking about it, 20, 30 CS before 10 minutes. That's just it. Sure, Alves is putting in work. Sure, you can get a kill. But even when the Lelouch is 0-2, but still has a 40 CS lead on the Ezreal, there's problems.
But Detonator need to go back and look at the bigger picture. Now Armor Project probably not going to make it into playoffs. Detonator need to now go back and say, what can we learn from that game? And they can learn that 2 things. 1, you can't throw games like that in game number 2.
No.
And 2, if a better team put you that far behind just with their jungler alone, 8 kills set up by Alves, and no one else in the team was able to contribute that heavily to it. 8 being set up by Alves. What's going to happen when Mega do that to you? What's going to happen when Mega's jungler sets up 8 kills like that in the early game? They're not going to be able to come back because Mega's laners are not going to allow you to just abuse the fact you have strong lanes. So Detonator now need to go back and think, what's going to happen when we play against some of the top dogs in the LST, and how do we make our way through playoffs?
Now let's take a look at some of the team fights that are from Game 3. Because again, early on, Alves, it looked good. He was able to trade back. He was doing his darndest to make this happen.
Like, this was when it was over. This is when bottom lane got pushed through so hard that Armor Project can throw many people towards Colden Feet. But after you kill him, you need to get the heck out of Dodge. Because if you walk any further towards Archony as well as this Yuumi, who are so fed, 15 Magi stacks on Yuumi, you can't do anything anymore. And Archony is just farming through the mid lane the entire game. Raphael couldn't do anything.
And this is why we've seen Yuumi banned out often against Rich. It's usually the Pike and Yuumi he's able to draw. Usually he's able to dominate with that lane.
You can see 15 minutes in, that's a 2,000 gold lead, which, I mean, from the laning phase, fine. Your lanes are a little bit weaker. Oh, sorry, a lot weaker than Detonators. But Alves has put in work to keep them there. If that line stayed the same, you get into a mid-game team fight, and suddenly, you know, your Jarvan, who looks accelerator, can jump on top of your Azir as well as Lucian, deal a lot of damage. And we already saw what Rakan can do when he locks down the back line, but just not enough coming up from Armor Project. They held on. They took it to Game 3. They tried to hammer it home, but just not close enough.
Yeah, and even on like some comfort picks, we saw Sega on this Renekton twice this series.
It's no longer his comfort pick. That's a trap.
No, that's
the Sega trap.
Yeah,
right
currently Renekton, in as far as LST now, I think it has like a 14% win rate.
I would like to bench Sega to Malphite only.
So Malphite only now?
Yes, press
Malphite
R.
buffs came out.
Press R.
MVP going to go on over to Archony on the Azir this time. 7-1-10.
I'd give it to Rich. I think Rich deserved the MVP. Archony was a good carry, but Rich was the one setting up that bottom lane play, which really pushed through to 2 turrets. He also was able to set up Archie for success as soon as they got those leads for themselves. So I give it to Rich. Archie did have a good game, but I mean, that was an interesting series. And if any of the other teams are watching, you would learn a lot of the exposed weaknesses that Detonator have. Now we have to see if in future weeks other teams can now punish them for that.
Yeah.
But for Armor Project, they got a win in one of their matches, so hats off to them. You know, to pick something back against a team that we thought would be a 2-0 today in favor of Detonator. So well played coming out from Armor Project to take one win back, and they put up a fight in all 3 games.
Yeah.
Game 1, they kind of got pushed over very heavily in the lanes, but Game 2, taking that Baron to pull the game back in their favor,
and noticing when they could actually win the game.
Yeah.
They didn't, only take an inhib on that final push. They thought, no, this is our one time. This is where we can win. This is where we can take our first game.
But weren't able to do so in the 3rd match, so very unfortunate coming out from Armor Project.
Yeah. And for us, too. That was our first Game 3 in a very,
long time since week 1. Week 1, we had 2 best-of-3s on each day, and we haven't had a 3-game series since.
We'll have to see here. We're going to take a short break. When we come back, it's going to be Steel Wolves taking on Axis Empire. We'll see if we go 3 games or that'll be a 2-0.